Alright, this video I'm going to speak about the certifications for FMK and my views on it now, based on my experiences up to this point into establishing this kun and trying my best to, share the martial arts with the world, and seeing how difficult it is and the politics involved, and the barriers involved with teaching the martial arts to the public. I see that it's very difficult, and with these experiences I'm seeing that I don't want to go to the certification routes anymore. I don't want to be giving out certifications to people, really, unless there's a purpose behind it, and a lot of times there's a business purpose. Somebody could be training in here and they could learn what they want to learn, develop themselves to, my main objective really is just to help people, for one, become physically fit, to better their health, to become more athletic, and then for two, to give them like basic self-defense skills and make them more confident and capable of defending themselves if they ever get in danger. And then once those are satisfied, is to kind of train them to be self-expressive as martial artists on their own right. So just to help them develop themselves to reach their personal potential, without, free from certification. It's just, they're not being certified in anything. They're just basically training to reach their potential, to get to the best they can. Now, for the people that want to become teachers, and teachers with the school, so teaching under the school, promoting the school, then that's when the certifications would come into play. And that's the only time it will come into play. Because then it just signifies that this person has been training here long enough to and is capable and able to deliver, the quality of service that's expected for this school. And it boils down to just, right here, we just broke it down into categories of fitness training, self-defense, meditation, and the martial arts. So that would be the only time somebody would reach certification. But even for myself, you can't really find many people that are really fit for the martial arts. They're not mentally ready, they're not physically ready, they're not emotionally ready, they're not spiritually ready. That really most people would only find benefit from, obtaining certification as like a basic fitness trainer. That would be fulfill the business objective more than enough. But there's going to have to be more years that go by before the martial arts would even need anybody to help promote it or help teach it in a way. Because, it's just so hard to find people that are fit for the martial arts to begin with, that even when years go down the line, I might not even need help teaching the martial arts, because there's just not enough people that are training in it anyway. So the people in here are just basically training to develop themselves. If they want to teach under the school, then that's when the certifications come into play. But if they're not, if they have no desire to teach, then it's not needed. And also, if there's not enough people to teach, then it's not needed either. There needs to be a demand for it. There needs to be enough people that want to learn. An overabundance of students where you need help in teaching in order for there to be a reason for anybody else to be certified in it. But there is not enough people, and really, I see that only the people really need the fitness. They really need the fitness. They don't even have that foundation down. Mostly people don't even have time just to develop themselves physically. And then on top of that, you want to teach them basic self-defense. That's already a lot to learn right there. Fitness and self-defense is already a lot. And you try to throw in martial arts, it's just way out of the picture. It's just people just don't have the time. So, you know, these certifications are only necessary for the people that really want to teach under the school. And they would have to go through, you know, the requirements and, you know, if they want to try to establish a customer base and to have their own clients to train and try to make a living off of it, you know, that's up to their individual effort and desire to do so, but it's not easy. It's something that's not easy to do. So a lot of people may not even want to get into this, into the teaching aspect. They just want to maybe just help themselves develop and then find employment elsewhere to make money. But to make money doing this is not easy, you know. So not a lot, you know, not a lot of people are gonna even need to be certified. And as far as I see it, everybody's in here just to train and learn and develop themselves and to reach their potential. Very few people will even need to be certified, you know. So that's my current view on it, and that's kind of how I want to keep it, you know, because once you get people certified, there's a lot of management required, and you have to really make sure that they're following certain guidelines that you've established, and that they're living up to your standards, you know. And that's a lot of work involved with you know, making sure that people are living up to the standards that you've established, you know. And so managing one person is going to be a lot easier than trying to manage 10. So it's something that takes a lot more time and development. And like I said, most of the people will not need to be certified, you know. So that's the route that I see the school going into, and I think that's gonna be the best route for the future. You know, people should just be training just to train to reach their potential. You know, there is no need for rank unless that person is gonna be teaching under the school.